Hello and welcome to a very special edition of Degenerate Nation podcast. I am here today, Luther Danger, as the special guest host, trying to get inside of the mind of the normal host. He's here beside me. We're going to have a great conversation about him today, starting out with some fun facts and some interesting tidbits you didn't know, such as, what is your name?
Andrew Zioli.
Wow, Andrew Zioli. It's great to finally be able to say your name here on this podcast.
I know, right? I feel so open and free right now.
Yeah, normally we just kind of say you, him, them, that sort of thing.
We use pronouns.
We do use a lot of pronouns.
And Zed? Isn't that the new pronoun for gender neutral? It's like Zed or something?
I don't think so. I haven't heard that.
I don't know.
We can make it a thing.
Yeah, it's Zed.
Are you a Zed?
I'm not a Zed.
So you're a cis male?
I'm a cis male.
You're a male-bodied male?
I am proud of being a male-bodied male.
Good. And you should be. And if you're a male-bodied female, a female-bodied female, a female-bodied male, a cis female, a trans female, more power to you.
A trans.
A transcontinental, Trans-Am, whatever you want to be. Transatlantic flight. Yeah, any of those things.
God, that'd be great. A great airline pitch. It's transsexuals flying across the sea.
It seems that we can't go more than a minute on like having a real talk. It just immediately gets like. Is this a defense mechanism?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I was actually hanging out with this girl who plays music. Mm-hmm. She's really cool and very quirky. And I was talking about like humor, and like it's a defense mechanism. Oh yeah. She was like, "How do you be so funny?" I was just like, step one is you hate yourself.
That is the basis of humor.
Yeah, and step two, you just wait. Just like stew in it.
Yeah.
Fucking stew in your self-loathing, and then you're hilarious.
Yeah. Step 3, ? Step 4, profit.
Yeah, absolutely. No, but there's no profit.
No, not at all.
No, my profit is knowing that I've changed the lives of my listeners. You know, like get them into rehab.
We can only hope. That's the best we can hope for.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't see anyone taking any positive, lasting change out of anything we've ever said.
No, we're big in methadone clinics.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're on AM radio.
So, besides this podcast, what do you got going on your life? What creative things are you generating? I know you got a normal 9 to 5.
Yeah, like for now.
But what are you doing?
Hang on to it. I write.
You write? All right.
I do.
What are you working on now?
Working on a pilot. This pilot is actually, the concept completely changed. It was a sitcom, and it's no longer a sitcom. And now it's a 1-hour drama, or possibly a movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you give us any, can you give us a taste?
Yeah. The original concept was 3 rich white kids. Their dad suddenly dies. He gets impaled by a statue of himself. And... And they get sent off to live with their former limo driver, who was fired at some point. And so he gets blackmailed, basically. And they threaten, this lawyer guy threatens to tear down the towers where he lives in with his estranged son.
Okay.
So it's kind of blending 2 worlds together and showing the fish out of water. Mm-hmm. But we realized that, over draft after draft after draft, that we've outgrown the concept.
Yeah.
That the characters wanted to be their own thing, that it completely changed.
And you said you got a writing?
Yeah, I got a writing partner on this, C-Dub.
Mm-hmm. All right. So he, what's your process like? How do you come up with an idea? How does that idea turn into originally a sitcom and then evolve into this other thing? I mean, do you come up with a character? Do you come up with does it start with a punchline to one joke that you build out into a scene? How does it work?
Yeah, well, one thing when I'm working with C-Dub, I have various partners that I have had in the past across different platforms, but he's been my main writing partner for like 9 years, 10 years. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the stuff is he'll generate an idea. He's a big thinker, a big picture guy, and I'll just like roll with it. And then introduce characters. Oh, there should be a character like this, and this should happen. And then I go to work on lines of dialogue, and we just fire back and forth. And it usually ends up being my dialogue, but his idea, which is a perfect match because he comes up with a lot of times thinking about things a different way. like, oh, well, what, like this idea of having a show that's set in the ghetto, like, that's not on TV right now. Shameless a little bit, but there's really no, like, inner city shows.
Right.
Featuring African American protagonists.
That's true.
There just isn't. And we're in the age of diversity, supposedly. And rather than just take some cookie cutter show and generically make them, oh, well, it's like this, but they're black. Like, no, that's not how it is. This is how it is.
Right.
We're trying to present a more accurate portrayal of both communities. So we've split the idea into the three kids, how they deal with suddenly becoming orphans, and how our protagonist Chris deals with raising his son in the ghetto.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and Chris is the limo driver?
Yeah, he's the limo driver.
So he takes these kids into his house with his existing kid.
That's how it was.
Okay.
And now we're at least for now, we're scrapping that concept because it was a tough sell.
So it's like Fresh Prince turned around.
Yeah, exactly.
Carlton goes to live with Cousin Will.
Basically, yeah.
Which would be interesting.
It would definitely be interesting. But more interesting, we feel like, is showing the different worlds, like intersecting, where they stay on their track. What does loss look like in the rich world, as opposed to what does poverty look like? Like, what... Oh, I screwed up. I just farted. I'm trying to explain my thing, and
you literally, like, not just a brain fart, but a full body fart.
Fully bodied farted.
That's right. We'll get it back. You just had your Taco Bell.
There goes that elevator pitch. Just like every other elevator, I farted in it.
We'll get it back.
Definitely.
You're talking about the dichotomy, the duality
of
living,
rich and poor.
Being rich, going to the ghetto. I get it.
It's like, how much does your life change if you're like a trust fund kid? If your parent dies. Yeah,
and you automatically you don't have any of those. That support net that you always had.
You don't have that, but you get the trappings. Like, you have the money, but you don't have the father. In this case, the mothers of both the rich white kids and the poor black kid, they are both dead from cancer.
How old are the kids?
The characters Nolan, Beverly, and Chad are 12, 15, and 17.
Wow.
And Ty is 13.
They don't have family that they live with?
No.
Or?
They were both, they have no aunts and uncles.
So it's just, the will was go live with the limo driver?
Yeah, basically. Nice. Or it got altered to that,
right.
Yeah. So that part of the story became a trouble spot.
Yeah.
Because we had this great world and great characters and dialogue.
But how did you get them there?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What's a realistic way to get them there?
How is this show,
Mm-hmm.
So we're adapting that to an hour-long drama. Started off as a fucking comedy, like 30-second sitcom-y thing.
Uh-huh.
And then it got dark. We have a crackhead and wears a diaper and tries to get...
Things tend to get dark in your world.
He tries to sell his butt for crack, basically, for money to buy crack.
Wow.
And this was actually inspired by true events. I should show you this sometime, but C-Dub showed me a link. There was some guy in D.C. that was wearing a diaper through his jeans, and he was getting fucked in broad daylight on 20th and P in D.C. Broad daylight. I have to show you. It's fucking hilarious. So that's how we came up with that character. His name is Huggies. He's like, you want this mouth, child?
Wow.
You want this ass? Fill this ass. Yeah, because he wants some crack. He wants to make $5 to buy a little vial of crack.
That's intense. That's I
don't know where he finds his heaven.
That's all right. So your creative process is essentially meeting up with the dude
in a food court. Their food court's gone now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was that at Boston Mall?
Yeah,
it was your
Boston
go-to
Mall.
spot?
Oh, that was a good food court. It was desolate.
Yeah,
it was perfect.
It's still desolate. It's just a ghost town.
I'd come alive in food courts.
They have the movie theater and nothing else.
Yeah,
the lights are off in the mall.
Oh yeah.
If you're
from
Arlington, or the area,
it got demolished.
Yeah, is it demolished?
Part of it's demolished. Yeah.
Oh wow,
it's awesome.
Yeah,
I want to record one inside the bowels of a downtrodden mall.
We should do it. Yeah. Next one, let's go to Boston Mall and record from
bootleg it from the No,
Yeah.
not bootleg it. Guerrilla style, I mean.
Yeah, no one's going to
Bootleg
stop you. No one's there. It's a ghost
Yeah.
town. There's a reason why it's closed.
There
Because no one
might
went
be
there.
actual ghosts.
There could be.
The ghosts of the workers of the stores that no one went to. They all died.
Like an old Korean woman.
yeah, like an old ghost Korean woman.
And some guy who ran the bodega. Like, he's just like...
Yeah.
The guy who sells cell phone
Yeah.
accessories is still there.
Ooh, he's haunting us.
Yeah. I have new Motorola razor cases.
Look it slides so good. Do you want bedazzle? I can bedazzle.
Man, somewhere in some landfill is like all of the old phone cases,
Oh yeah,
right? I mean, they don't like melt that shit back down.
No.
It just
they don't
goes
give
away.
phones to like people in Africa. They're just like, oh, this tosses in the garbage,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
discarded
Throwaway
Anti
society.
pretzels.
Yeah, we got to go to the Ballston Mall. It's a perfect place for like perfect fitting for the Degenerate Nation podcast.
Yeah, you should pack heat.
I always do.
Yeah, because there might be like
When
zombies.
last time when I went to go see a movie with you at Ballston Mall,
Were
I
you
was packing
packing
heat. Yeah.
It's you can never be too sure.
No.
So you got. I mean, there could be streetwalkers,
There could be anything there.
daywalkers.
Yeah.
What are they called in Game of Thrones? I don't watch Game of Thrones yet.
I don't know.
Daywalk.
I don't know. I don't watch the show.
Yeah, we
Someone
gotta
out
watch
there
the show.
screaming the answer.
Yeah, and they're like, you fuckers, you don't have no taste in anything.
1 billion people watch it.
You talk about Family Matters, but you don't watch Game of Thrones.
I know. I mean, it's got everything I like. People fucking and people dying.
Yeah.
Like, those are kind of my two big things.
Yeah, a lot of boobies, a lot of blood.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
should watch it.
Doggy style sex.
Oh,
And-
really?
Yeah, like almost exclusively in the first couple seasons.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Are there any bloody boobs in it?
Probably. I'm
Cool.
gonna say probably because there's
Cool.
there's a lot of stabbing, and there's
Perfect.
probably doing it while stabbing. I
Are
don't know,
there
I
any
haven't seen
machine guns?
it. No machine guns.
that's
It's
too bad.
It's fantasy realm. Like imagine Lord of the Rings
With machine guns.
with with fucking.
Well, it's like Frodo fucking Samwise. Is there gay stuff? That's
There's
cool.
probably gay stuff.
I hope so.
There's incest stuff.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
Yeah,
Brother
yeah.
and sister or cousins?
I think brother and sister.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, proximity effect.
Yeah, makes sense.
Rules of attraction, man. Proximity effect. It's like Kathy from accounting. At first you're like, yeah, she's alright. And then gradually it's like, I want Kathy from accounting so bad.
Yeah, you work in an office long enough, like 4s become 9s.
Oh,
you know?
absolutely.
Yeah.
They skyrocket in value.
Yeah. I
Although
mean,
we're body positive.
I am
and
body positive.
4s and 9s, that doesn't exist.
No,
It's-
it exists.
It's just women and men.
I work in a building. It's IT. It's kind of a male-dominated field.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of attractive women, but every once in a while, a recruiter will come in
Yeah.
from these like flesh peddling agencies that come
Yes.
and do staffing,
Yeah.
and they're always like, they're 26,
Yeah.
blonde or brunette, but tight skirt and like 6-inch heels.
Pencil skirt?
Yeah.
I'm drooling over pencil skirt. Generic pencil skirt.
It's
girl you're
always
describing.
like, no matter what office they're in, everyone walks by. Like, there's so much foot traffic that day outside this person's office just to
Yes.
catch a glimpse.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not just like the men who do it. It's like the women in the office do it too. The women will come by and go,
Are they-
"Did you check the broad out in
Oh,
Chris's
really?
office?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I saw." You think I don't see? I see.
Yeah. I got
see.
eyes. I see
got
her.
eyes. I noticed.
Yeah.
Uh,
Spank bank.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I noticed.
You ever jerked off in an office?
I don't. This was more about an interview for
See?
you.
Defense mechanism.
This was more about you. You ever jerked
That's
off in
called
an office?
deflection. Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay, it happens.
The job I kept the longest was the only one I didn't jerk off in.
You think there's some correlation there?
Yep. If I don't jerk off, I'm very employable.
See, I'd say it's just the opposite for me.
When you jerk off, you're more employable?
I think, yeah.
You focus better.
A normal, yeah. I'm not as distracted.
Yeah.
Well,
one good thing
I'm also
about...
sleepy though. So
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm
it's
just
kinda-
like, oh, you know what? This is good. I'm good.
yeah, it's like I'm ready to work now, but I'm
Yeah.
also ready to nap.
I don't think you were confirmed, right?
No.
Yeah, so you didn't. I don't think you got much of the Catholic guilt I had, because you add that to my pre-existing mental condition. It's just, I would have guilt after masturbating.
Well, that's just silly.
I know. It's just
Yeah.
like, I just came, it was awesome. I'm so good at this.
If some god didn't want me to masturbate, why would he have made me with a dick and 2 hands?
Right.
Like, that just seems silly.
How do paraplegics masturbate?
I don't know.
Huh.
I wonder if, like, the false limb industry and the robotics that they're using now, if there's just, like, a jerk setting, you know? Like, you just push a button.
Like a sleeve? One
or
of
it's
those
on your
jerk
app.
sleeves?
Well, like, you know, they have the prosthetics that, like, are, you know, bio-enhanced.
Yeah, the Luke Skywalker hands.
Yeah, Luke Skywalker hands. Well, I mean, I would imagine, like, you know, you got parts and servos and whatever. You can make it. You can make it
if I had that,
imagine.
I would definitely stick a robo finger up my ass all the time.
Yeah, it's like the Stranger.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's not really your finger.
Yeah, because I feel like naked women would be such a distant memory for me as a paraplegic that I would really need some extra stimulation. That's where the robo finger comes in.
I'm just going to leave that on the table. I don't know how to comment on that without possibly causing offense to someone out there listening.
Oh, that's a paraplegic?
Yeah, I don't know. Paraplegics can still get down.
Fuck yeah. They probably fuck a lot.
Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. I have no
I don't know anything about that world.
I don't.
When are the Paralympics? You want to watch it? You want to?
They already happened.
Oh, I didn't even gamble on it.
They're not covered all that much.
Nah, that's too bad. What station are they on?
They were on NBC. They happened in Rio. They use the same facilities. There's like
the
Rio Paralympics that happened like within the past month.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Very cool. Do America kick some ass in that?
Probably.
Yeah, because we're the only one that have like mechanical limbs. Everyone else is just like stumps running.
I wouldn't say we're the only ones, but I don't think
there's just a guy with a stopwatch and watching this. They don't have digital; they use stopwatches.
Okay.
And there's this guy just stumping on a 100-yard dash, and it's not 100-yard dash; it's 100-yard, whatever.
100-yard crawl. I feel that there's better jokes to be made than at the expense of.
Oh, it's not an expense.
Paralympians.
It's not.
I feel that. You know, this is shallow water humor. Like, we're deeper than this. We're better than this. Like, that's why, like, you know, Family Guy or whatever. Like, I can't do it because it's just it's shallow non sequitur humor. Not that it's a bad show.
Did you say sequitur?
Non sequitur. Did I say sequitur?
Non sequitur.
Non sequitur.
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 I was just, you said, like, we could go deeper than that. My first thought was, do paraplegics float? Like Lieutenant Dan.
Maybe?
Interesting.
I mean, like, at a higher level than...
Yeah.
Able-bodied? Full-bodied?
I think able-bodied.
I think able-bodied may be a, like, non-PC term now.
Full-bodied is, he could be a large person.
Thick. It's thick.
Yeah, so there's full-body paraplegics.
Yeah, they're probably good at floating.
Oh, definitely. Buoyancy, man.
Yeah. Well, let's get back to you.
Okay.
Originally, this is going to be a conversation about you. We even discussed this ahead of time. That like, hey, let's have like a real talk. Let's get inside your head.
You just got a glimpse.
We got a big glimpse, and there's Paralympians and fucking and beaten off in office buildings.
Speaking of beaten off, real quick aside. I once saw a guy with a tattoo of his mom's name on his wrist, and I thought, I wonder if that's the arm he jerks off with.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So he's just like,
wow.
Yeah. Instantly. So you ask where the creativity comes from. It's just like an instant spark most of the time.
Yeah, I get that.
Which I thrive in text threads. It's my best medium for sure.
Is it? See, I feel most of my any comment I make is it depends on delivery. And I get away with a lot. I don't know why it is, but I seem to be able to say things that may be offensive or may not work in certain audiences.
Especially as a white cis male. The presser.
Yeah. But the quick wit happens. I had an interesting thing happen to me over the weekend.
Oh, yes.
It's not all that interesting, but I thought it was something.
But I'm hosting right now, so let's talk about it.
Tonight it's my show, so I get to say whatever I want. I was staying in a hotel. We went to a wedding, and I was getting off an elevator. And, like, there's 2 elevators. One of them was broken. So there's just one, and goddamn it was it slow. I feel like there was a man pedaling on, like, a bicycle down underneath that was powering this thing. But I finally, like, get up to my floor, and I step off, and I'm assuming the people there were waiting a while. Otherwise, what she said would make even less sense.
Yeah.
But the doors opened, and I step out, and she said thank you, like as if I did something.
Fuck yeah.
And then, like, before thinking about it, I just kind of glanced at her, and I was like, well, the elevator did most of the work. And I didn't say anything else, and I kept walking. I didn't wait for her facial response. I just walked away. And it wasn't until I was like 10 feet away, 20 feet away, that I was like, oh, that just fired out of me.
Yeah.
Like, that's a situation that I've never been in, and that just fired out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not to gloat or talk about my wit or prowess.
Yeah.
But,
it's not a non sequitur.
It's not a non sequitur. Hey, I make mistakes.
I can read's good.
Fuck it, we do it live.
Yeah, we do it live, man. There's no edits.
No, although we did have a couple false starts today.
Yeah.
We did have a couple false starts.
Yeah.
Said some inappropriate things within the first 5 seconds. Like, no, let's cut that.
Fireable offenses.
Yeah, let's take it back a step.
Yeah, a little bit
too far. Don't know where the line is.
How far is too far?
I don't think I found it yet.
I'm still working on it.
In certain audiences, certain groups, I've gone like, that was too far. I crossed a line there. I recognize I crossed it. But that won't stop me from crossing it again.
I'll cross it again. I did make an Alzheimer's joke.
That's all right. They're not going to remember it.
No, that's exactly what the joke. That's what the joke was. So I was out with Will, and a girl used to hook up with. We ran into her, and so it was her and her friends, and so somehow the topic of this girl's history, her family history of Alzheimer's came up, and she was like, sounded like she was a little worried, even though she's like 24 or something, and I was like, try to forget about it. And then I thought, oh my god,
that's a good joke.
She was totally into me prior to that.
It's a good.
Not
That's a good
that I
joke.
wanted her.
Was she upset by it?
She didn't laugh.
It's funny.
It is fucking funny. That's a good joke.
It's a good line.
It's a good line.
Yeah.
It's a line that I crossed and a good line at the same time.
I don't even think it's a line that you crossed.
I mean, yeah, she doesn't have Alzheimer's yet.
Yeah, she's 24.
She's got a while.
Is that what you said? She's 24 and she's worried about Alzheimer's?
Yeah, or she was just talking about it.
Oh. She just brought it up?
Yeah.
And you said try to forget about it?
There was a subtext of worry, though, for sure.
Yeah, well, that's a strange thing to worry about at 24.
Oh, I worried about other things, not that.
Yeah, you're a worrywart?
I'm definitely a worrywart. I'm a worry cyst.
What makes you worry? Just anxiety?
Yeah. Yeah, anxiety. I think I don't know if I've mentioned my specific malady. Is it malady? It is malady, isn't it?
It's malady.
It's malady. My malady
it's your
is
specific malady.
depression.
Yeah.
Symptomatic depression of bipolar disorder, allegedly.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Systematic depression.
It is more like systematic,
much like systematic.
not symptomatic.
Did you say systematic?
I said symptomatic.
Well, I'm thinking it's systematic.
Systemic?
It's systemic depression.
Systematic. System.
Yeah, it's not your depression, it's the system.
Down with the system.
We gotta fix the system from within.
Yeah. The anxiety is more like just fear.
Yeah. Well, that's what anxiety is.
Well, fear of, okay, I could try that, but I'm not going to feel any better if I do that. And it keeps me from trying. Anxiety keeps you from trying. Depression keeps you from hope.
That's shitty.
Yeah.
I got nothing else to say.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah.
Where's the sad violin?
The rusty...
there's Sandusky trombone.
The Sandusky rusty trombone.
Do it.
Yeah, no, that's tough.
Yeah, you're a tough critic too. We had a relative who once sent out it was a non sequitur text, wasn't it?
It was out of the blue.
A woe is me text.
It was a woe is me, a very specific, I lost my job and my boyfriend dumped me text. I never gotten a text from this person in my life.
Yeah.
And it was a text to it was a group text to 9 people.
Yeah.
And
I was like, this is not how normal human beings express empathy.
It was strange.
Like, we're not going to be like, oh, that's so weird that you're going through that. I'm happily married, and here's a picture of my child, your niece.
No, I didn't do that.
No, I know.
I sent her a picture of Debbie Downer.
Yeah, I know.
SNL skit. And I don't feel bad about it. We still talk. Everything's fine. I don't think she enjoyed it, but
She didn't masturbate to it.
You know what didn't happen anymore? I was no longer part of group texts, so it was a win for me. I don't like group texts.
I love them.
You love them?
Yeah.
I don't, because then people start talking, and I don't want to.
Oh.
I immediately do. There's a setting where it's like
delete.
No, just don't notify me about this. Like, it'll pop up, but it's not going to ding on my phone.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, you're a dinger? I'm a silent guy.
No, I mean,
I just silently refresh, like, my email.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I'm addicted.
But
I'm a technology addict without knowing much about technology.
Yeah, you suck at technology.
I'm fucking awful.
Yeah.
This program, Audacity, is amazing. It's so simple. It's perfect for my...
I mean, we just plug in the mic and push the red button that says record.
It says record. Red is record, and sometimes I forget. Because it doesn't say record. You have to scroll over.
It's a fucking record button.
You have to use the cursor.
It's the only... It's always been a red button.
It's always been a red button.
Everything. On every device that records something.
Even in Japan?
Yeah. No, because it resembles their country flag too much.
Like, oh, patriotism. Like, no, that's just a fucking record button, Yaku. Is that a Japanese name?
I don't think so. It's got the ku in there.
It's Iraku. Iraku.
Orokosaki.
Erokosaki.
That was Splinter or Shredder. I don't remember. Hamato Yoshi was Shredder. Orokosaki was Splinter.
God, what a great show.
Was it though? Was it? It was when I was 4.
You want to go back and watch it?
I have.
Not good.
It's not. It doesn't hold up as well.
Neither
does He-Man or New Adventures of He-Man.
Oh yeah, He-Man was awesome.
Thundercats is still pretty good.
So this is a perfect segue into my DuckTales story.
Bring on the DuckTales story. We're still not really uncovering much about you.
Yeah, keep it going.
Yeah, let's get back. Get back. I had an idea for like a little bit of a narrative. A little bit of a life story.
Our audience is smart. They can piece it together.
We're abandoning the conversation we were just having. We're moving back to the narrative. We're bringing it back to what I originally intended the show to be about.
No more Alzheimer paraplegic.
It's going to sneak its way back in about 7 minutes if we make it that far. I'm going to give it 2 minutes before we get back into something out of order. So we talked about the writing process. What brought you to writing? How long have you been writing?
Since I was 5.
Since you were 5.
Yeah. I've had not writer's block, but like writer's shame or guilt for not writing enough since I was like a little kid. I just picked up a piece of paper and I started writing a story about 3 brothers, and they fought like abominable snowmen and other things. I think probably I wanted another brother, because that's odd that I picked 3.
Yeah,
but I just remember distinctly the story. Like I could still picture it. Wish I had that so I could edit it.
Yeah, it
was probably pretty good for a 5-year-old. But you go to elementary school, like elementary school, they don't encourage you to be creative.
I mean, they do initially, because I remember having like school projects where you have to write my book and write a book about shit. But it stops in like 3rd grade,
which is ridiculous.
And then it's like write about this thing.
Yeah,
and creative writing doesn't really happen.
No, it's awful.
But hey, you ended up writing extracurricular. Wrote on your own.
Yeah, but it became, because it wasn't nurtured and developed, it was something that was very sporadic.
Yeah.
And there's like this sporadic thing that was really fun, but it's really hard to maintain,
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to, life gets in the way, to devote time to it on
and
a
it's
daily
hard to
basis
really be fully engaged in life as a writer, or at least one with depression.
Yeah. I mean, a writer with depression is not, I mean, that's like a trope at this point, right? Isn't that like, that's like a normal thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I think all of the greats were like depressed addicts.
Fuck, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I don't think I ever progressed to the level of addict of one thing. Mm-hmm. I think I was a process addiction. So gambling, sexting, drinking.
Yeah.
Drinking, I was borderline.
Yeah.
Because I was just looking to escape.
Escape you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Escape. Or no more like escape reality. Like when I drank, I would work towards a heightened sense of reality.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything was hyped up. I would get turned, or I would try to get turned. I'd go out every single night that I went out. I would want to get turned and meet my soulmate. And for some fucking stupid reason, I thought that it was still a possibility that that's a thing that happens.
It happens.
It definitely happens.
Yeah.
But to expect or to feel lesser for not making it happen is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting pressure on yourself.
Oh, yeah. I put so much pressure on myself.
Or only doing that and expecting it to work, you know?
Yeah. I was talking to my shrink today, and I mentioned something about there's no one. There's like 7 billion people. There's the one that becomes the one because you treat them well, mm-hmm. and you just magically works out. Like, I think your marriage is great. I'm not inside of it, so I don't know all the details.
I hope you're not inside of it. Hey-o!
But, yeah, that's something I admire.
Mm-hmm.
Like, would want to strive for, you know. But, I've been held up by my own issues.
Yeah.
Which has prevented me from really getting really close to someone.
It's hard getting close to somebody.
Oh, yeah. The times I've been ready, I haven't been in the right situation. And when I'm in the right situation, I haven't been ready.
Mm.
It's a dichotomy.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's like, on some level, you have to be able to deal with your own shit before you can be there for someone else's shit.
Yeah, two broken people don't make whole people.
No, makes great sex.
Destructive.
Destructive
sex.
Yeah, really destructive.
Yeah, which ain't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So,
like, against the concrete. There's one concrete rose growing while you're just banging on the concrete.
Wow, banging on the concrete.
Banging on concrete.
All right, so writing is an escape?
It is an escape.
All right. Do you get outside of what's in your head, or you just get to fill it with something else?
Yeah, I get to fill it with this degenerate material.
Yeah.
Like, I actively try to not be that way, and it doesn't work. It just does not work.
Yeah, you like to write about, like, kind of broken people.
Yeah, and poop.
And poop.
I'm the Shakespeare of poop.
That would be a great title. Like, there's a lot of, I enjoy poop stuff.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Others out there enjoy poop stuff. So
I could write a 5-page short story just about pooping.
I think you could.
Yeah.
And I think you should tonight go home and write me a short story about, the trials and tribulations that occur to a man when he has to go take a dump.
I like that. And scrolling through the phone looking for a porno while pooping.
Porno?
You ever done that?
Poop pornos.
Poop, not fetish videos of poop, although I could weave that into the narrative.
Uh-huh.
I'm talking about a guy going to the toilet and be like, fuck it, I'm already here. For some reason, I'm sort of hard right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to happen. That's to be expected.
One thing leads to another.
Yeah, I think that, I don't know if women do the same thing.
Probably, hopefully not.
Maybe, I don't know.
They don't pee or poop, so it's fine.
Occasionally they fart a rainbow. That's
they
it.
do. Double
That's all
rainbow.
that happens, yeah.
Fart.
Occasionally. They just, their bodies are so perfect that what they eat, their body uses all of it. And there's no flatulence.
Their temples.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Oh, yes.
You think you put women on a pedestal?
Yeah, then I've recently kicked the pedestal down. Just take an axe to it. Oh, I'm so wrong. We're all people and no one's special.
Wow, yeah, that's, accurate, but also a little disheartening.
Oh, absolutely. When I finally try to hammer through that warped concept of someone that's, like, perfect for me,
mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm not perfect for me. Like, I'm just trying to escape. Maybe I'm incapable of it. Of feeling true love. And like, no, because I think I've probably felt that and just not known how to process it. Because going against this mythical expectation by the Disney narrative,
yeah,
creates this false idea of like your princess or your prince.
Well, yeah,
and Hallmark.
There's a bit of that, but I think some of, I think sometimes people are looking too closely to, like, their own faults, their own blemishes, or other people's faults and blemishes, and, like, Yeah, having a bit of acceptance or a bit of self-reflection on your own shortcomings as a person and striving to be better.
Yeah.
That's great, but only to a certain extent, you know. You don't go out in the woods and look at trees and go, that one's not perfect, that one's not perfect.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, that's a tree.
It's just a fucking tree.
Yeah.
We're the same way. We're people. We all have different shapes and sizes and this and that, and looks and smarts and personality. But you don't go out to a mass of people and go, that one's not right, that one's not right.
Right.
Bends
it's like
to the
fucking
left.
Goldilocks. So
I mean,
I felt like
people are people.
Yeah.
We all have worth.
I would just go out and do destructive things, and thinking that someone else is going to save me.
But mostly self-destructive.
Yeah.
And not like outrageously self-destructive.
No, I've peed on things.
Yeah, that's just your body you just have to pee.
That's true.
That's not
a cop caught me once.
Yeah.
But that was just the odds, you know?
I mean, if you pee enough, eventually you will get caught.
Yeah,
if you do a thing enough, eventually someone's going to go
you
like...
ride the roulette reel, eventually it's going to come on black, no matter how many times it's on red.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, you're not sleeping outside or, like, getting hammered and not waking up, not knowing where the hell you are.
No, I never did. I only blacked out once, and that was the aforementioned urinating in public charge.
There you go. I mean, I blacked out more than that. Come on.
Did you commit crimes when you blacked out?
I committed crimes without blacking.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I did get roofied once.
You got roofied?
Yeah.
Did your friend roofie?
I don't know. I was at a party and I drank. I think I was drinking Fallen Soldiers at that point. Just like, here's the cup. Let me finish that one. Here's the cup.
I did that at Cisco night.
I'll take care of that one. And then I woke up the next morning and had no idea how I got home.
Oh shit!
Now I was with like my wife, a girlfriend at the time, and like I was like, how did we get home last night? I don't remember it at all.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I got roofied.
Interesting.
I mean, maybe my wife took advantage of me.
Probably.
She had the past to. I wouldn't have minded.
She's just laying back and just... It's
yeah,
like a hangman's boner.
I just woke up the next morning and, like, I remember being at the party, and then I remember the next morning.
Yeah.
And nothing else.
Interesting.
And, yeah. So, I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
I had another friend who got roofied, too.
You mentioned Fallen Soldiers, and that, for the unawares, that's a
That's
beer
when
that
you're
doesn't belong to you.
Yeah, it's a drink that someone left behind.
Yeah.
And I leave no man behind.
You never leave the man behind.
Well, now I do. I leave them all behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever take one from a bathroom?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I did that too!
Yeah. It's a poor decision making.
Yeah.
You know? Or you take a sip and it's like, someone put a cigarette out in this.
Yeah. Or like, fuck it, I deserve this. It's that. It's not, I want this beer. It's, fuck it, I deserve this.
Because like you like good celebratory deserving, or like I need to punish myself.
Like it's like a form of self-flagellation or whatever. Is that a word? Is it flagellation?
I don't know. I said sequoiter, so what do I know? Yeah. You know, I don't think I had the. I don't think I did it because I deserved bad.
Yeah. I
think it was.
It was free.
Well, it was like no one's gonna know but me.
Oh yeah.
And you know, there's that saying like you are who you are in the darkness or something. Like when you're all alone and no one's watching, that's who you really are. I was a D-bag in the darkness.
Your darkness.
Yeah, like I'll just do shady things.
Yeah.
And have little remorse.
I would do weird things and have a lot of guilt immediately.
Yeah, I mean the guilt eventually drives you to do it more, and I guess. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you're like I deserve. And I didn't discover this until somewhat recently. I'd be like, these weren't. I didn't have a problem. I just didn't like myself. There's a marked difference between.
Well, I had a solution for a while.
Yeah.
And then the solution stopped working. So. Of drinking and drugs and a repetitive cycle.
Yeah.
You know, of doing pills and drinking and smoking weed and doing pills and it just stopped working for a while.
Mine was gambling and sexting.
Yeah, so we got vices.
Oh yeah, yours were way better. You get high, got low, but you get high.
Yeah,
you get low.
Yeah.
Like, did you lose money?
No, because I stole my drugs.
Oh, yeah. See, there you go. Yeah, like that commercial.
No, I just stole drugs for the most part.
Yeah.
So, yay me! I won.
I didn't lose a 3-team parlay, but I fucking stole someone's medicine.
Yay! Yeah, essentially.
Don't lose 3-team parlays though.
I don't even know what that is. I get
someone out there listening probably gambles.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
you're the degenerate nation. People who seek this out.
And if you gamble,
are
stop.
Degenerates.
Yeah, you should stop gambling.
And if you think you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, talk to somebody about it.
Or talk to us. Tweet us at Degenerate Show. We'll talk to you about our problems.
Absolutely. I'll share my experience, strength, and hope with you for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, and if you want to send short pieces that you've written, poems about your problems, we'll
anything.
read them.
Let's have a dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to call in? We can do a Skype call, and you can be on the show.
Yeah, we had a listener wonder when we were going to put a new episode up, because it's been a minute, as they say, been a minute. Yeah. And Will's on a hiatus for a while. Mm-hmm. So we got Luther Danger coming back at you more frequently.
Absolutely.
One has said that is an upgrade. I believe Luther Danger said that.
I think, I'm probably I'm the vocal minority here. Yeah. Saying that I'm better.
Yes.
Or at least I'm different.
Yes.
We're different people. I think doing a me, you, and Will thing would be interesting.
Yeah. No, I think you're definitely better at probing into things. You're a good
I
prober.
Do a lot of probing.
You do much probing.
Mostly self-probing, because, if no one else is going to go up my butt, I sure as hell
I think I've only got a little wiggle in there.
Oh, I've gotten a lot more than that.
That's good. Knuckle?
Yeah. Oh, I'm thinking, a lot more. We'll just leave it at that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Like dildo?
Well, let's probe back into you.
Let's probe me.
Yeah, let's
we
probe.
can get much deeper. Even if this has to be a two-parter, so be it.
I mean, we talked about we only really scratched the surface of psychological issues.
Yeah.
I mean, we really have to dedicate some sort of mini series.
Oh my God, that. Yes.
And I don't think a podcast therapy session would be entertaining.
Yes, it would.
It might be. Someone out there might get some help from it.
If you cry, laugh, and come within 3 minutes of each other, that's just a good time.
That's a busy day. That's a full day.
It was a Jimmy V.
I think he just said cry, laugh.
He's like, don't give up. Don't ever give up. And make sure you come before you die.
Oh, my God.
I won a national championship, but all I really want is to come again before I beat my maker.
You took a beautiful thing and you twisted it.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
That's what why am I so good at that?
I don't know. I think maybe there's something deeper there. If I'm not happy, no one's going to be happy.
Yeah, I'm taking these guys down with me.
Yeah, now you're taking Jimmy V down with you. Let's think about that. I listen to that speech on a regular basis. Yeah. It's one of those things that gets me pumped up. It does. Never give up. Never give up. Yeah, that's it. It's a good speech.
It works, until you've given up.
Yeah, what do you do after you've given up?
Yeah, you're like,
I don't know. How come losers don't give speeches?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to, you hear the winners.
I want to hear a loser speech.
I want a loser speech. Maybe we can be the losers.
I'll write one.
Yeah, I played not that well. Not that well, really. I didn't give it my all.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm here.
I'm afraid. Don't try. You'll just set yourself up for disappointment.
Well, you know what, Andrew?
What?
We have to be afraid in order to be brave.
Is that from a movie?
That's from an issue of Batman I read today.
Oh, I thought it was going to be from Tangled or something. I've never seen that one.
You haven't seen Tangled?
It's good?
Oh, it's a delight. That Mandy Moore, I tell you, she's just a charmer.
It's Mandy Moore's voice?
Yeah! Oh, yeah.
But then I'm going to have the hots vicariously, or not vicarious, by transitive property for...
For Big-Eyed Rapunzel?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to happen.
And is she a child?
She's 18.
She's 18.
She's 18.
Exactly? They actually
reveal the age.
It's
her 18th birthday at the beginning of the movie.
Okay, because...
I watched it with my kids today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't want to be
fresh. And I watched it last week.
There's some part of me that never got over that thing as a child, where you just I would zero in on the female protagonist and be fall for them while I'm watching.
Oh yeah. That always happens to me.
That's a natural thing. So, but it gets a little weird when you're getting older and you're still doing that. But it's the narrative, the human desire to see love work out on screen.
Yeah.
Like,
And it gets weird when it's like an anthropomorphized squirrel or something. You're like, I'd fuck her.
I'd fuck that squirrel. I want to marry that squirrel. I want to have a perfect life with that squirrel.
Yeah, little squirrel human hybrids.
Yeah.
You know?
A lot of them.
I mean, I'd probably send them to private school.
Yeah, and my squirrel wife would have black children, and I'd be freaking out. Like, you cheated on me?
Yeah. And I'd make a lot of you trying to get a nut joke.
Oh,
her,
definitely.
And she just think it's so funny. Oh man.
This is going to be a two-party. This is
definitely a two-parter because we've just abandoned any type of deep dive into you or like a narrative of your story. You know,
this is part 2.
I don't think we're in part 2 yet. I think
we're
we're gonna break shortly, and then you'll come back, and we'll try to bring this back.
All right, because that would be hard to go through. The squirrel noise would have been a natural break, but that was just the denouement.
I don't even know that word.
And this is just like the epilogue of part 1.
Okay.
I love epilogues.
Whatever you want to do.
What are we going to talk about in part 2? We're going to dig a little deeper?
We're going to dig a little bit deeper into you.
I like that.
We're going to explore your headspace a little bit.
I'm good at talking about myself because my keyboard, actually the I key is missing because it was overused.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if that's why, but that's my joke about
That's
it.
a good joke.
Yeah. Like, I'm a narcissist.
Not a great joke.
Yeah. No, not an Alzheimer's joke.
No.
It was definitely one of the better jokes I've told.
It's a good one. It's a good little line. I'm going to steal that sometime.
You should.
I'm going to find some
Make sure you find a situation where you can make an Alzheimer's joke.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you feel comfortable.
That's all I want to be. That's my only goal in life is just be a comfortable person.
I'm so concerned about others' well-beings, like emotional well-beings, that instead of just ignoring this one woman that I was not attracted to, I got her to walk away by making me seem even weirder than I am. It was genius. She came up to me and my friend's an attractive gentleman himself, and she was trying to talk to us, and I was like, I very quickly, like, oh, she's hitting on us. Whichever one will give her attention. She's not picky. And I mean, maybe she is. No, she's not.
Well, she was talking to you. She's
not that picky. She had her weirdo radar on, and she asked a typical DC area question. She's like, so what do you do? And I was like, well, actually, we're porn models. We strictly still photography. Yeah, and we appeared in the movie Captain Stabbin' also, because we do dabble in video, but we mostly just do still photos.
Yeah. And
then I said, here's the kicker. I said, but we are trying to get into community gardening. She was out of that conversation within 2 minutes after that. I think it was maybe like 30 seconds.
Trying to get into community.
The key is...
We're trying to get a spot. We have there's a little planter box, but there's a wait list.
There's a wait list. We're considering it as an avocation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't work out well for you, did it?
It was perfect.
She went perfectly away. Got her to go away.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
I mean, that's good, like, you're at a party, but you're not really... You're like a friend of a friend. You're invited. Yeah. So you just get to just kind of explore the space.
I explored the space.
Yeah, I like to do that too.
Yeah, but I was like, I'm not a skunk. I can't put my little stinker on, although my farts are pretty potent.
They are disgusting.
Maybe I'll adapt so that I can fart on cue. So if instead of having to talk to somebody about normal stuff, I just fart and they leave.
That will get them to leave. Your farts are atrocious.
You smelled them very intimately.
Yes, for quite a long time, to the point that I don't mind them. I actually enjoy them.
Perfect.
And I think it's like You know how scents have memories?
Yeah.
And, like, that's your strongest thing? I just have memories of your stinky-ass farts.
That's perfect.
So, to me...
Is that why your mouth opens when I fart?
I breathe deep through my mouth. I want to taste it.
Yeah.
I want to taste childhood again. Yeah. Sucking in your farts so that I feel closer.
Felching farts.
Yes. Just fart in my mouth. I want to just take a little bong hit.
With the straw.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And that's how we end
That's the
episode
end
1.
of part 1, man.
Come back next week, or whenever we get around to doing this again, to hear more.
Okay. Luther Danger out. Andrew Zioli out.
Yeah. Feel free to tweet at us.
At Degenerate Show.
And go to the website.
DegenerateNation.net.
And
We're
maybe...
have a new piece up this weekend.
Oh, yeah? Great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so check that out. And then, you know what, man? You need to get some t-shirts.
I'm going to get some t-shirts. If you tweet at me, I will send you a t-shirt.
Absolutely. Like, just like the shirt he was wearing that day.
Yeah.
Like, not like something that says Degenerate Nation.
Yeah,
like,
I'm just going to sign it.
You'll just get his shirt. Tweet at him. I will pay for postage. Tweet at him. Send him a DM with your... Or is it DM on Twitter?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
At Degenerate Show.
Yeah, and I'll mail you a shirt.
Yeah, or
So
email us questions or anything, death threats.
First person to tweet at him about the shirt, we will mail you a t-shirt.
And whatever you want to send me, email Oops, I almost gave my fucking regular Gmail out.
Yeah, don't give that out.
Ugh.
That's where you get just hounded by dick pics.
Yeah, creeps. DegenerateNation@gmail.com. Send your thoughts, concerns, questions,
Dick pics.
confessions, dick pics, Colin Kaepernick drawings.
Ooh. Yeah, anything you want.
Colin
send it
Kaepernick dick pic drawings. Colin Kaepernick making out with Muhammad drawings.
Oh my god.
Good night.